Everybody, and welcome back to Wrassle Recap.
Wrassle Recap. Still on top, baby. We still on top. Ain't that right, Chris?
Yeah, don't worry about the fact that view-wise, there's a massive gap. Don't worry about it.
We're still number one. People will still find us.
Yeah, if you search up Wrassle Recap, we do come up first and second, not third, though.
The more episodes they put out, they might topple us. It's like a game of Jenga. We used
You
to
know
put
what?
up more. We used to put up more blocks than them without knocking over the tower.
You know, when we started this podcast, the last thing I thought would happen to us is that we would get topped.
No, no, exactly.
This
Craig,
is
you have something to say about that? I didn't think so.
all right. Never does.
Craig wants to see us fail.
I said spy, absolute bot over there.
Well, he's a bot. That's true. That's a true statement.
The reason mainly that we're starting off like this because this is honestly a very light week here in Wrassle Recap. We really don't got much for you, but we do have, thankfully, Vincent here who watched AEW Revolution and is willing to talk about it here.
My job. It's my job.
So this isn't technically a Revolution review because I haven't seen it and we're not going that in depth into it, but this is the light version of a AEW Revolution recap.
It's a recap. Exactly. That's why it's on this show, because it's a recap, not a review.
There you go. That's how we're justifying it. That's how we're putting out an episode this week. You're welcome.
Yes. So what do you want to know, Chris?
I don't know. You're the one that watched.
Yeah, I'm the one that watched it.
First off,
Started
where
off
did you
good,
watch it?
and ended off bad. What'd you say?
Where did you watch?
On a completely legal website. It might have taken me a few times to not a website, a completely legal platform, of course. And it took me a few times to log in or get into it because it kept crashing. So
Okay. How'd you feel about Rizzler Orange Cassidy?
no, I didn't watch the pre-show. I only watched the main card like a real person. So
Well, I mean, if you didn't see Rizzler Orange Cassidy, I mean, did you really even see the whole show?
I missed the whole entire steel cage match.
What do you mean you missed the whole steel cage match? It's important.
That is when it stopped working.
God damn it.
And then it restarted with the fucking main event, and I was mad. I was so mad when that happened to me.
Like you got something.
I got something and it was bad, okay? Because as soon as it ended, I was like, why did John Moxley win the match? What was this about?
I don't
Why?
know.
Okay. But anyway, the hopes and dreams of John Moxley losing that championship are definitely getting closer, but I wish they ended on that pay-per-view.
Listen, I have nothing against John Moxley. Mainly because I don't watch AEW. Like, if you watch AEW, you're probably very against him right now. And that's you. Mainly, I have nothing against him.
It's just because his storyline sucks. I mean, there's no way else to say it. Apparently, I don't know if I've read this somewhere, I forgot, but isn't he the main person behind it?
I feel like he should be.
You don't think he is, or do you think he is?
I have no idea, but I feel like it would make the most sense.
I feel like I read that somewhere. I'm not, don't quote me on that. But anyway, Swerve is the number one contender,
I mean,
which
listen,
that's a good thing. That's a good thing right there.
Swerve should win this. I will say that. It does not help that they wasted Christian's contract on this match.
Exactly. I feel like Christian could have been a really good champion, and unfortunately, I don't think after this he's going to be a champion.
Listen, here's my thing. You're AEW, right? You don't have a lot going for you right now. Let him win the title. Let him do it.
Yeah. So he gets submitted, and right next to Edge, who is laid out. So I mean, really, I feel like Edge just didn't want to get pinned like everyone else thinks. So it's
I
really
agree
upsetting
with
to
that.
see. Yeah.
I don't like that that's what it's looking more and more like, but that's what it's looking more and more like, and that's unfortunate.
Edge, I don't want to go off about his ego. I'm not sure if he's an egotistical person, but I feel like
I
in the
mean,
spot that he is in, right? Like he's at the top, he's in the main event against John Moxley. He might be a little. He might have some weight behind his name, which he does, but he
I
really
really,
shouldn't be protected as much as he is.
I really hate to say it, but the more things that happen like this that involve Edge, the more and more it looks like Edge is the problem here.
Yeah, it's not just AEW, but mostly in AEW.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, he wouldn't be doing all this stuff in WWE. They wouldn't let him.
Yeah, they wouldn't let him do that. But, of course, he's Edge, so it is what it is.
Yeah, Triple
Now
H, Triple H.
I feel like he's
Wouldn't
taking the role of CM Punk, right? Except he's not as successful, I suppose.
I mean, if you were to tell me, right, that Edge is just doing what Tony Khan wants, and this is what Tony Khan thought was a good idea, I wouldn't even be surprised because that's also entirely possible, just very unlikely.
Tony Khan's a fan. He's just a fan, so he books his favorites. You can imagine this guy. He's fucking jumping for joy when he sees he can book Edge as his main event of a pay per view.
It's funny because I can actually picture him doing it because he probably has done it.
He probably claps his hands. He jumps up and down. He's like, Edge, Edge, right there.
You
That's
know
my
damn
guy.
well, Tony Khan's the type of guy to yell yippee and jump in the air and start clapping.
Yippee, exactly. But
But
yeah, there was
yeah,
many good matches. Not counting the steel cage match, which I didn't see. Like it's
but I've heard good
Kenny
things.
Omega. Kenny Omega is he's a champion now. He beat Takeshita in the match. I forgot what championship it is, but he's a champion.
The Continental one, right?
Yeah, that's the Continental one. Is it? Yeah, I think so.
That one or the four? What is it?
Isn't the Continental one defended in the tournament?
Atlantic? I have no idea.
National?
I have no idea. They have so many championships
It's
there.
one
It's
of
hard to
those,
keep track.
okay? It's one of those. But he's a champion. That's good for them. He's a top guy.
You might have
Takeshita is
to.
no slouch either. Takeshita is really, really good.
Both amazing wrestlers. I would love to see the match on completely legal means, but is what it is.
Yeah. Takeshita, he reminds me of Kota Ibushi. A lot of him. Of course, he's working heels, so he's not doing as many of those spots, but still.
Why exactly does he remind you of Kota Ibushi?
It's the way he moves. It's the smoothness of the way he moves. It's like buttery. He's really clean about it.
All right.
Kota Ibushi is that guy when he's not injured completely, and he's signed to AEW.
So, anything else you want to talk about Revolution wise, or
JR was there. JR
well,
was there, and
what do you do?
he sucks. Okay, he's the worst damn
Match was
content.
going on?
He has no idea what's going on. He's just saying shit he said before, and he's making it. He's not helping at all.
What match was he on?
The women's match.
Oh, he was on Tony Storm's match.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh
He
God!
said, no matter their gender, this is a great match.
And everyone else around the world said, "Thank you,
Oh
Jr.
boy, oh boy, this is bad.
Thank you, Jim. Appreciate it."
Which that match was good too. I just feel like so Tony Storm gets busted open from the steel stairs. Like Mariah bounced her head up the steel stairs, and Tony comes up full face of blood.
My God.
I'm like, that's just the fucking steel stairs. Imagine what's gonna happen later when they start punching each other with glass on their fists.
I did see that on Twitter. That was interesting. Look,
Like there was bleeding before that, but from the steel stairs.
they went out there and they were ready to die for this match. Honestly, there's no reason this shouldn't have been the main event.
It's very true. It's a very big feud in this company's history. It's actually the best feud I've seen this company do in forever.
Even if you don't agree that it's the best feud that they've had in ever, you gotta agree it's the best feud they got right now. And it really should have been the
It's
main event.
over. It's over because it was the ending to this feud.
Mm-hmm.
The ending. In fact, that's what you saw at the end. The end when Tony Storm wins.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it was the blood during this match that threw me off. But they only had 13 minutes or so, so I understand they had to go for the blood right away.
Oh yeah, 13. How long did Edge get?
I don't remember. It was probably longer than that.
All right.
There were some run-ins in that match. Wheeler Yuta shows up after apparently he wasn't on the good side of John Moxley. He teased that he was going to turn against him, but then he turns against fucking Edge and he beats his ass with a running knee,
Yeah.
which does not add to the match at all.
Going back to the Tony Storm and Mariah May only having 13 minutes, that's my biggest gripe with an AEW pay-per-view. These will have 4 hours and they'll overpack it with nonsense that doesn't need to be there. And then you'll get a situation like this where somehow the most important match on the card only has 13 minutes.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying that the 13 minutes was bad though. That 13 minutes was good.
No, I'm sure it
I
wasn't
even
bad.
I wish Luther showed back up. So in the beginning of the match, Luther gets shoved over a table, like on the stage, and he does not show back up for the rest of the night at all.
Died. It's over.
He fell over the table, he disappeared, and he's done. R.I.P. Just in case we didn't see him since.
Just in case you see a chalk outline.
No, I didn't see that either. Oh my god, no one checked on him.
Well, there might have been a chalk outline. Can't confirm. Can't deny.
Yeah. I wish he showed up at the ending. So they were laying on top of each other, bloody and stuff like that. The end. He should have walked up, just and stood in frame. That's what he should have did.
You want him to just stand there and start pointing at the screen? This is the end. That's what you want.
Yes, that's what he should have did.
Just in case you didn't know.
100%.
All right.
So the Ricochet thing with Swerve Strickland, they had a good match, as you would expect from Ricochet and Swerve. But
that was one of the best since he debuted in AEW.
Yeah, 100%. I'm not sure what else he did, but probably. But yeah, they teased Swerve and Nana breaking up, which I thought was hurting my soul when it happened. Swerve was really angry at Ricochet, and might I add, this is all because of Prince Nana's fucking robe. Okay, so Swerve turns around, he shoves Nana because he's so angry, and Nana's like, "What you do that to me? Why you say fuck me for?" Right? And he leaves. He leaves for the most of the match. Eventually, he comes back. He starts playing with the robe because it's his robe. It was on the turnbuckle. He grabs the robe and he puts it on, or he's trying to put it on. I forgot. Ricochet's like, "No, give me that robe." Blah, blah, blah. They're fighting over the robe. Blah, blah. End of the match, Swerve Strickland wins, which is good. And he presents the robe to Prince Nana on one knee. And then they hug, and then he starts dancing as Swerve is on the ground in pain.
So at what point did Nana flip him off?
I forgot when that happened, but that happened.
Okay.
It might have been before he left, of course. But while he was leaving, he flipped him off. Yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, he flips him off. He leaves, comes back. They don't do that again. All right, don't do that again.
I wouldn't do that personally.
And there was someone in the crowd that was like, "Yeah, let's go Swerve." And Nigel was like, saying that's Prince Nana's mom, but it wasn't his mom.
Why? Why can't he have a fan?
I don't know, man. I don't know. It wasn't his mom though.
I'm sure it was.
It was some celebrity person.
Yes, Prince Nana, celebrity mother, of course.
There's a celebrity that pops up. Apparently, they're in the Queen of the Ring. I want to say that's what it's called.
Is that the one? Is that the one that said I learned that wrestlers know that they're gonna win before they come out?
Yes.
Okay.
She said that exact thing. Yep. And she said thanks for that.
How did Tony react? How did they react? I didn't see that part.
Tony reacts. I don't know if Tony reacted.
Because I didn't see his face, but I can imagine that they weren't happy about it.
Probably not happy. I heard that someone laughed on commentary when that happened. Chuckled a little bit.
Probably a scalp.
I want to say with Taz, but I don't know.
Well, I mean, you could tell if it's Taz. It's a broken laugh. You know a broken laugh.
Yeah. But she said that. That's not what she meant, of course. But that's what she said. So, whatever.
Ah, well, it is what it is.
I know that person trying to stand up for her and say that's not what she meant. And she was probably telling the truth, to be honest.
I wouldn't think that she meant to say that, but it's what came out. So that's unfortunate.
So everyone's going to dogpile on her, which is unfortunate, but whatever.
By the way, to clarify, this is not my way of dogpiling. I'm just trying to learn more.
Exactly. And Hangman got a win if you're interested in that against MJF.
I did see that he hit the Angel's wings.
Yeah. Which MJF always a great wrestler. He hit a tombstone on top of a chair, which is cool.
Nice.
And you know, everyone's finally realizes again that he's a great wrestler.
Mm-hmm.
That always gets lost with his promos against Jeff Jarrett, of course.
That was a rough time for everybody.
Yeah. And that's all to say that everything was great until the ending when Jon Moxley walks away with the fucking championship. And I was just there with my hands in my head, or the other way around. Like, why? Again, we're doing this for another month?
My problem isn't him being champion. It's the story he's in.
Yeah. It's the story with the damn Death Riders that keep fucking coming back to him. Wheeler Yuta.
You don't explain it. I don't understand why any of this is even happening still.
Oh yeah, the whole entire time while this was happening, in the main event especially, the ops were on top of in like the suites, like the top of
Yeah.
the arena, and the ops, Samoa Joe, Hook, and Shibata,
Oh, okay.
and they were watching the whole thing, but they didn't actually do anything really. They were just watching.
They were just there to be there.
Yeah,
All
I'm
right.
not sure if they were there like the whole show or if they were just there for that, but they were sitting up there.
I mean, who knows?
Who knows? They leave. So John Moxley's leaving, and then Prince Nana shows up while he's, of course, in the fans, like in the aisles. He's about to leave, walk out the door. Prince Nana comes out. He's like pointing at him, and then Swerve is up like on top of the stands. He's looking down, and then eventually John Moxley turns around, looks at Swerve, stands there for like 30 seconds, gets dive on top of Swerve, dives on top of him, and then he's
Mhm.
there, and everyone's like Swerve's out, Swerve. So that's what happened.
And that's how it ends.
Exactly, which was a good ending with Swerve on top, but the rest of it sucked.
Man, that's brutal.
This is like if Takeover was a bunch of hours and it was really good until the main event, when it was just that's what ruined it. And I think that's a very important part when you leave someone and then they're like, oh, they're not excited to watch Dynamite. They're not excited to do that or any of the other shows you produce.
Usually, a lot of people are never excited to watch Dynamite.
I'm just saying, like, if so, you have this really stellar show, something that might be talked about for years to come because it was so good. Which AEW does a good job with their pay per views, with their bread and butter. Like, this is their bread and butter. Pay per views.
Mhm.
Pay per views is what they do good. I mean, everyone knows that. So that's why they show up to them. They pack the arenas. They probably get a lot of viewers, and
Mhm.
they do a great job. But for some reason they drop the ball in the main event, so no one wants to see their TV show.
They have a real good track record of doing that, by the way.
I don't know. What do you think could help AEW get to a point where someone wants to watch their show?
An actual booker wouldn't hurt.
Yeah, maybe some professionalism,
Like someone that knows what they're doing and not Tony Khan.
right? But that's very true. That's very true. I feel like when something goes wrong, Tony Khan steps in. He says, "I got this." He has a pen in his hand, a notebook, and he's gonna
Bro,
write down some notes. Yeah,
bro never has it, by the way.
he never has the solutions.
It's rough because they have the people that could give them the advice to be like, do this or try this, but they just never do. Like they have guys there, like a Jeff Jarrett, you have a Jake Roberts, you have Christian, you have guys like, if you make him step back a little and look at the situation, Jericho, like if he's not involving himself, would actually be helpful.
Oh, he's horrendous right now. I'm not even gonna say Jericho. The learning tree. Thank God they weren't on the show.
A lot of those guys, like Triple H was the same way. Once you take him out and like he's not inserting himself into it, he has good ideas.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know. I mean, they have people that should be big stars. They have fucking Orange Cassidy should be right now at the top. He should be. He deserves. He's earned it with his what was that run he had with the championship? That
Oh
one.
yeah,
That was one of the
TNT
best
title.
runs champions has had since Roman Reigns.
I really think if it's not going to be Swerve that dethrones Moxley, it should be Orange Cassidy.
It better be Swerve for Jesus Christ.
I mean, the way it's going, I can't say if it will be. I don't even know.
Yeah,
Could very well be another year of this. You don't know.
yeah. But I mean, I was just thinking after the show was like done, I was like, so yeah, I'm definitely not excited to watch another AEW show, and just because the ending was so bad. But like, what else can they have? Like, what kind of draws can they bring so that they can get to that level where their show is actually, excited, makes people excited, hyped again?
Let me say, by the way, I've never thought, like, ever since the Shield showed up in 2012, that John Moxley would be the guy getting the go away.
Really, really.
Like, that's crazy that that's where we live. Same thing with Edge. Like, the dude retired like 14 years ago. I was like, man, never in my life would a guy like this get go away heat, and like it's happening, and like that's nuts to me.
Man, I feel like
It's
Edge
a,
is overexposed.
it's not overexposed, it's that he has too much creative control. That's the problem.
Man, possible.
Doesn't have someone there to tell him, Edge, you don't need to look strong anymore. Doing this for 25 years, your reputation is good enough.
Like John Cena gets,
Mm.
he'll lose. He'll get you can pin him for a while because he's been losing for a long time.
You know he's a company guy, John Cena, because John Cena lost to Austin Theory at WrestleMania. That's how you know he's willing to do
So
whatever
was
they ask him
Sikoa.
to do. I mean, look, that was when we all thought Solo was getting an actual push.
Yeah.
That was a different time.
The thing about WWE right now is they have The Rock, they have John Cena, they have Cody Rhodes,
Mhm.
and they can create these massive like cinematic moments with who they have. And you're not going to get those with AEW. You're just going to
AEW
get good
has
matches. That's what they focus on. They're like, oh, wrestling matches, yeah.
AEW has the people. They just don't know how to do it. They don't know how to execute.
I'm like, we didn't get another cinematic ending from AEW in so long. I feel like they could like the Bullet Club are on top for so long. This is a company started by the damn Elite, right? The Young Bucks, Kenny Omega.
Mhm.
Hangman Page was even part of that.
You know what they should do at the next pay per view, whatever it is, when you have Swerve and Moxley, because I'm assuming that's when it's going to be. If it's on a Dynamite, then that's how you know it's bad. By the way, if the main event is Swerve and Moxley for the title, what we should do is
It'd be
have
at
the Death
Dynasty.
Riders out there. Have the Death Riders out there. Have them. Do you think they're about to cost Swerve the title? And then, just out of pure respect for Swerve because of the match they had, have Bryan Danielson come out and help Swerve win the title back.
That could work. That could work, actually. That's a good
Because
idea.
it makes sense because, the Death Riders turned on Danielson and we haven't seen him since. And like it makes sense that he would help him even though he tried to end his career. It just makes sense.
Yeah. Swerve is really a star. Like, with his entrance alone, he looks like a star. Like, the fire, the dancing, everything like that. And he's just looking up and he just looks like a star. A big deal.
Everything about him is great, and it's a real shame that they cut his reign short to give it to Bryan Danielson, who lost it 2 months later, which is also a missed opportunity, by the way.
Yeah. I'm not going to say when Swerve was champion, everything was going to turn around. But it's definitely a start for sure if this happens this time around.
There's a lot of things they got to work on there, and it's it's tough watching them spiral out like this when you know they don't have to be. But you know what? It's what they're doing to themselves. You can't help it.
Whoever was working on that Tony Storm and Mariah May, that's what it has to be. And look at that feud as the blueprint, but not exactly. But you know what I mean.
No, but everything should be aiming to be on the level of Matt.
Exactly. That's what it should. That's what it should try and be. Because I mean, from start to finish, there were no real bumpy bumps in the road. It was always perfect. I mean, near perfect. I'd say close to perfect.
Because like here's the thing, right? If you flip the spots where the main event and the Mariah May match were, you flip those around, no one's talking about the shit match you had at the end.
Yeah, they might say the middle was not that great, but the rest of
They'll,
the show was good.
they'll say there's one match in the middle, skip that. But that main event, Mariah May and Tony Storm, man, they kill it.
Yeah. You think Mercedes Monet is killing stuff? As in, being, if she's bad for the company?
I haven't seen her enough to know.
That match she put on was good, but I haven't seen her enough, like you said, to
I don't
really
watch the
know
product
exactly
enough.
how bad she is.
The only reason I know what I know about the Death Rider stuff is because I go on Twitter enough to know that it's not good.
Yeah, that is true. I mean, do you have these people like Samoa Joe, like who I said was sitting in the suite, right, watching the match with Hook, with Shibata? That sounds like a killer group right there. And they're doing basically nothing on this paper.
Did they mention Darby Allin like at all?
Well, Darby Allin's out right now. I'm not sure if he was mentioned.
Okay, so he's injured. All right.
Yeah. Apparently, that's what the direction they were going to go in for the Death Riders storyline.
Like, that makes sense.
Yeah.
That could be a reason why it's floundering if they're gonna have Darby be the one to take the belt off Mox. Because AW notoriously does not know how to course correct.
That's what I'm saying. So you have a good storyline going or a good start, but then you find out the guy's injured. And you're like, and Tony Khan's over there, he's banging the tables, he's doing this and that. He throws all his papers in the trash. He's got nothing. He's got absolutely
Yeah,
nothing.
like you remember when Adam Cole got injured and it ruined the MJF feud and his whole title reign because he got injured and they didn't know what the fuck to do.
That's the issue with AEW. I think we just hit it on the nail right there. They don't know how to course correct when somebody gets injured, which unfortunately happens. When a lot of your, especially with, remember when Edge jumped off the cage or whatever it was onto his leg or whatever, broke it?
Oh yeah, and still beat Malachi Black, which should have never happened, by the way.
Yeah. I'm just saying, these guys get injured all the damn time. You got people like Will Ospreay and Kyle Fletcher diving off the cage, doing a, what is it, a Spanish fly off of it. Something's gonna happen. Maybe,
Yeah,
possibly. It's a possibility. You have to know, you have to have a plan B.
I agree. And you know what? We've been ranting about this for like 26 minutes. We got anything else I want to talk about here? Or do you want to just go ahead and
No.
call it a day?
That's, I mean, I was gonna call it anyway.
All right, thank God this ran 30 minutes because you know what? We had nothing else. And thank God for that. I'm going to be very upset tomorrow afternoon when we go on Twitter and there is the most groundbreaking story you've seen in your entire life. So I want that out there and clear.
Yeah. That's
But
definitely what I'm gonna do.
as for this one, plug away, I guess.
What do you say?
Plug away.
Plug away. Go follow us for Prospect Cameras to social media platform. Subscribe, like, comment, share. Go on the podcasting platforms. Leave a 5-star review. We'll see you next one. Bye.